Hello. I hope you can hear me. I'll test this before I put it up to make sure you can. Welcome to my first yoga video. Everyone else is doing a yoga video, so I might as well do one too. Mine isn't going to be very formal. It's probably going to be a lot of me sitting on the ground and talking instead of doing much, because it's such a personal practice and it relies so much on every person just interpreting their own body and what their own body is doing, that there's not a lot that I can say that's going to instruct you. It's more along the lines of how to listen to your body, because that's what I had to do, is learn to listen to my body. I just recently picked this up again. I did this for a few years. I learned the yoga poses. I spent a lot of time rolling around on the ground, just stretching in every position and place that I could to try to feel better, I guess. And I stopped doing a lot of things for myself when we got to this house that we're at now. I'm not sure exactly why I did that, but I got pregnant right after we moved here 2 years ago. And I had a lot going on in my head too. So this is actually part of me restarting my own practice. I decided I wanted to do this type of video for a long time and show other people what I do, because when you picture someone who does yoga or who shows you how to do yoga, a lot of times we picture somebody who is really super flexible, is skinny, is hot, is a female, is, you know, just like a basic girl. And anybody can and should do this, because it's not for looks, it's for health. Well, you can look better by doing it, but you can, I feel better by doing it. And it's made lasting changes to my body that even though I wasn't doing this for a couple of years, I was still flexible enough to feel good and not lock up. And so it helps prevent all kinds of illness. The only thing that I would recommend having in order to start this is I would recommend a yoga mat, because it's the right size and it gives you a space and you can put it anywhere. So you can put it, like I'm out here on my porch, and you can put it on the porch, and it's purple, see? You can probably see it. It's purple. I like it. And I think I got it at Target like 15 years ago for like $15. So it's not that expensive, and it's a worthwhile investment, because when you pull it out, you feel like you're going to do something. Though when I started stretching and just rolling around on the floor, I just rolled around on the carpet. Now we don't have carpeting, we have hardwood floors. And so a yoga mat is a little bit more necessary for me to get to it, because with carpet it was like I could just drop wherever I was and just start rolling around on the floor. And sure, it looked weird, but who cares, because it was my house, so I don't give a shit. I can do what I want. So that is always a good place to start, and that's what I want to. So the only other thing that I'd recommend having would be something that is not jeans to wear, or just don't wear anything. That's fine too, but just don't wear a pair of constricting jeans, because you can't move your hips and your legs as well in a pair of jeans as you can in like stretchy. And I usually just like wear this type of top, like dress thing. But for the camera, I put on some undergarments so that y'all wouldn't see stuff. So, but just don't wear jeans is literally the only thing that I can think of. And maybe take off your shoes. That's it. That's all you need. And a yoga mat, which you can buy just about anywhere. It costs like $20. Because it's probably gone up since I bought it 15 years ago. So, that's all you need. And if you had carpet, you don't even need anything. Just roll around on the ground. Who cares? So that's all you need. And I just want to tell you a little bit about the premise of what I do, which is got some yoga moves, but it's not quite yoga. Basically, your body needs to be somewhat flexible, and not really flexible, but it needs to bend in certain ways. And the reason that it needs to bend in certain ways is because you have a waste removal system called the lymph system. You have, just like you have a circulatory system, and your heart is the pumping action of the blood through your veins. In the lymph system, there is no equivalent heart. What pumps the waste products that your body makes through the channels is the action of the muscles squeezing. So the muscles doing their muscle thing, squeeze and release, is pumping the lymph through my body. It's getting it out. It's moving it out so that it can be processed and be taken away. What is lymph? Lymph is like the white blood cells and stuff that go after all the nasties, right? And so like when you have cancer, you get your lymph nodes removed, like maybe under your arm. This is a huge center of lymph, is under the arm. And you get those removed because they're all clogged and they can no longer process waste and they become toxic and then cancerous. So what you want to do is keep those areas, especially in the groin and in the armpit. Those are the big ones. Those are the places that we want to make sure we're pumping. We're getting all the toxins right out of the body. And so all these things that we do are literally, for me anyways, this is why a huge part of why I practice is to just move waste out of all those muscles. I mean, it's in everywhere. It's in my fingers, it's in my wrists, it's in my arms, legs, you know, anywhere you can think of, your torso, over here, and over here, and over here. And all these places have waste that builds up. It's this crap that your white blood cells takes out of your system, and it dumps it. They dump it into the lymph system for disposal. And if you don't move your body, they never get disposed of, and then they cause cancer and other things to happen. I didn't know this about the lymph system until I was like 37. Until after I'd started actually practicing this and not really understanding why it was so helpful. And I didn't learn it until I was in massage therapy class, getting certified to be a massage therapist. That was the first time that I had ever I knew about the lymph system, but I didn't know what it did. I didn't know that it didn't just do stuff on its own, that you actually had to like move your muscles to make it go. Like, I had no idea, because they don't tell you that, because if you were actually informed about what goes on with your body, you might do things differently, and then you wouldn't buy their products. Buy my stuff. So that's why I stretch, and that's why it's really important that wherever I am at, and wherever anyone else is at, that you just do what you can do. A measure of health is being able to sit on the ground and then get up. That's a measure of health. That is you can use it, and you can literally measure somebody's health. How many limbs does it take them to get off the ground? My husband can do it. He can just like get up. Like, I can do it, but I need to use a knee. Like, I don't have to use my hands, right? I have to use a knee though for me to get up. So he just like literally can just like, I almost can do it, but not quite. See, I can kind of start to get up, but I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way. So I don't want to do it. But he can literally get up from that point. And that's as healthy as you can possibly be if you can get up with no hands and no knees. I need one knee. So I'm not doing too bad. But it's a big deal to be able to get up off the ground, to get down to the ground. I don't even know if I can get down to I think I can get down to the ground with no. Oh yeah. I don't need anything to get down to the ground, right? I can just get down, no problem. This is a big deal. Just being able to do that, to sit, to get to the ground and get up from the ground with very little extra appendages is actually extremely healthy. And if you, I think you can see the smoke coming in. I'm burning some incense. You do not need incense, but I kind of like it, so I put it on. I'm just getting back into this, and I found all my stuff. Like, I packed away all of my things. My incense, my candles, my yoga mat was packed away. Everything was packed away because I was really depressed for like 2 years. Going through a lot of stuff, and I didn't even want to see any of the things that made me happy and made me feel better. I learned a lot of stuff, though. And I come back with a full, huge arsenal of knowledge now that I probably shouldn't even have. But I'm actually looking forward to learning more knowledge in a different way. Because when you do this stuff, these types of practices where you exercise, light exercise, meditate, light meditation, light stretching, it doesn't have to be anything heavy or serious, can really help you open up your mind to other possibilities. And I'm hoping to get better at meditation and do more of it so that I can actually go even further with it and into a world that's so strange that it's hard to even explain. And I won't do it right now. But yeah, that is the basics 101 of why we're here and what we are doing and why we're doing it is because we want our lymph system to work properly. And because being able to get on the ground and get up from the ground is a measure of health. Those are the only two things that you need to know for right now. Because everything is built one step at a time. If you can't do anything else, if there's nothing else that you can do, try to get down to the ground and get back up. Try it in different ways. And see what you think. And see where you think you're at. And it only gets better from there. You can't lose. When doing stretching, doing this light yoga stretching stuff, you literally can't lose. You always end up getting better. A little bit. Or a lot bit. At a time. And so, yeah. Thanks for watching. Give it a try.